shortness of it. But Ali Hamza ji, when he was talking about the air battle, interestingly, he didn't negate the Pakistani claim. It was for him to say that we didn't lose anything. He didn't comment on anything that we didn't lose anything or we shot anything on the Pakistani side. So I think in a way there is an admission there. At least he didn't.
He skipped it altogether. Like he even like if you the audience can go and play this. So it's I think 57 minutes of full speech. So if you start initially, he gives the introduction and he says that I was graduated in 1984 and things like that, and uniform people in blue, etc., etc. And then once he starts talking about the targets of Murid Ke and Bahawalpur, he shows the visuals. We took out this, we took out that, terrorist and all that so-called narrative that we killed terrorists. They were all civilians. But anyways, and then he suddenly fast forwards to 10th May.
So
so 1 hour fight.
He gives zero detail how many aircraft got airborne, what kind of resistance they had to face, what kind of ammunitions they dropped, and the only thing he covers is this building, which is all basically he cannot even know, because Ali, as you pointed out, all that is not Air Force data, all that is being fed by the intelligence agencies, which is not even his sphere. So he's kind of washing his hands off by just reading out, this is what they told me. Murid K had these many people present and we dropped the ammunition, and then obviously they are killed. They just told me they are killed, so they are killed. And it's very funny. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. He's himself saying that this is from the open sources. So Pakistan Air Force, Indians are very, they often ask a question, okay, if you hit us on 10th May, why there is no satellite imagery like Indians have shown, right? I challenge you. You go to Maxar, Airbus, like that French company, I don't know the exact name, they give this open source imagery. You go on their website, I'll give you the coordinates of Indian bases. 34 Indian bases were hit, the targets were hit. Indian Air Command and Control System targets, right? Some headquarters of army brigades, some bases also, main bases also, some BrahMos depots also. So I'll give you the coordinates. I challenge everybody in the audience, whether they are Indian, Pakistani, European, American. You go to Maxar or any French company and you ask that I want to buy this imagery, and they will not give you. Whatever the reason, maybe they like the French were not happy because they lost their etc. So Indians can buy the satellite imagery from the open source, but the Pakistanis or others cannot. So this is why that once they say that okay, there is no open source imagery, and open source is not purview of Indian Air Force, right?
Yeah.
Indian Air Force is just doing the job, and then they will ask somebody to go and buy it from the open source, or ask Ajit Doval or RAW or whatever the intelligence agencies, okay, give us the battle damage assessment, BDA. Our bombs were hit there, and then give us that, and also. So he's like saying, okay, so the air battle was my baby. I will not talk about it. He has not even said a single word about the air battle. And the rest of the things were not my problem. Yep. So I'll give you the imagery which was given to me by so and so, and it's not. I don't know whether it happened like this or not, but this is the way it is. I heard his whole speech in this hope that he will say something about that air battle, because as a pilot, as an officer, Air Force officer, I don't know much about the politics and the intelligence and all those things. So my main focus is on the kills, air-to-air kills, right? And it was astonishing. Sir Aurangzeb's most important part, again, he talked about many things, multi-domain operations, but the most important thing, or the most interesting thing for me, was again that air battle, 72 aircraft on one side, 42 aircraft on one side, and then 1 hour flow, the grind of going hot and cold and etc. So I thought, okay, he's the senior most pilot in Indian Air Force, an Air Chief Marshal, graduated in 1984, flew fighters his whole life. So he will tell something, maybe it is against Pakistan, okay, I'm fine with it, but he will give some technicalities about that air battle. And it was amazing that he even said, even one single word. He didn't even say a single word. So I rest my case here. India Air Force is just...
Interesting that what ammunition was used, I came to know from some American pilots. Somehow these guys had some intelligence, and on the Twitter space they told me, Ajit, they used scalps and what was the name of the other one?
Hammer.
And they gave me the parameters of that. And I'm like, But the Indian Air Force till now has not even mentioned what ammunition they use. Anyway, so cut to this. Like I think we are talking about just for the benefit of people. We are in the portion where Marshal Amarpreet is talking about what happened on 9th and 10th of May when they lobbed the missiles. Okay, one thing just for the benefit, as you guys heard from audience, he used the term LR SAMs, which is I think long range surface to air missiles. So what he claimed was that the Pakistani aircraft in the 9th and 10th, whenever we were launching missiles and drones across each other, he claims that the Pakistani aircraft tried to remain at the edge of, didn't even come close where they come in the range of Akash and all. I think it will be foolish if a Pakistani aircraft is flying in the range of Akash. I would call it the most foolish act, because Akash has a range of 35 kilometers, right? And
actually, that's a compliment. No, I actually, it's a compliment, Paji. It's a compliment that we knew the boundaries of everything, and we were not stupid like Indians, and we didn't fly in the envelopes. And even as 400, Akash has very limited range, like you said.
Yeah. It's a compliment, absolutely. And because he claims that they were trying to remain at the edge, and he uses the word, right? And basically, that tells you that the Pakistani Air Force knew the envelope where the deployments were, and they were trying to remain right at the edge. And but for the benefit of audience, right? So his first claim, they didn't even come close to LR, like the SAMs, which are the Akash and all he made. Those are useless, systems in today's world. In my books, no Pakistani aircraft will come 35 kilometers close to any Indian installation to bomb it. There is no need. And now you can lob bombs. Even dumb bombs can be made smart by putting those JDAM kits and thrown from like 60 kilometers. Why would you come 30 kilometers close to your base? And if you have more money, you can throw things like Scalp, which can, you can shoot from 200, 250 odd kilometers. So this is one interesting thing. He claimed that the Pakistani aircraft remained at the edge of it, and then he will claim that we did kill some of them through SAGW. But it's a very funny way he claims that. Okay, and listen to when I think he's close to that. If this is the first time he's claiming that we, first of all, before I go there, till now he has claimed that even the F-16 claim that he made is very, very jittery. Don't you think so? Like he claims there was, I think, some F-16s under maintenance, or maybe, something like that word he used. He never says
exactly. His words are, we hit the hangar. Yeah. And maybe there were some F-16s under maintenance.
Maintenance, some, and then he never says that they were under this hangar or they were under some other hangar, and they were 4 to 5, like whether it's 4 or 5, like what is the right number here? Okay, so I think even that claim is just one line. There's no detail on it. It's just one line, maybe 4 to 5, and some 4 to 5 F-16, maybe under maintenance. But anyways, let's listen to how he doesn't share any detail. Okay,
we've grown up in our Air Force. You're dreaming about days like this. Someday we'll get a chance to go there. So it just so happens that I got my chance just before I retired. So we attacked the airfield there because we had very hard hit on F-16s taking off from there, and the ones who were attacking us in Srinagar as well as in Adhampur. So we took on the airfield there.
So this is interesting. This is a new piece of information in the entire thing that I liked, where he said it was the F-16 which were attacking us at Srinagar and Adhampur. Sorry, that information is wrong. He's just obsessed with F-16.
That information is absolutely wrong, Paji, because again, just briefly for the audience, F-16 was our primary weapon with the MRAM M120C-5. It's like not the latest version of the MRAM. Now they have MRAM C-8 and Delta. So previously it used to outgun every Indian BVR. But after the induction of Rafale and Meteor combination, now our mainstay is J-10C with PL-15, because the Meteor can outrange the older MRAM which we have in F-16. Lastly, Baji, one more thing he said just before I retire. So maybe he's not going to complete his service. So in a few months, maybe we'll see that he's taking early retirement due to some health reasons or something like that, because he has his service, maybe I think it's 3 years, so not a half year, 2 to 2.5 years left. But he said that I had a chance to go back to Sargodha just before I retire. So maybe it's a fixed speech. Maybe he's going to retire very soon. So let's see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, there's speculation that he's resigning.
Yeah.
I think he might have been forced to make this statement, but why make this statement? He should have just resigned and let the new guy claim whatever he wants. Like it's anyways, we'll talk about what are the repercussions for this guy personally. Yeah, let me play the clip again.
Intentionally not taken on certain other installations in the safe field because of some kind of calculation bias that may lead to unnecessary escalation. And this is the last slide I have on this. That is Shahbaz, the Jakobabad airfield, one of them again, major airfield that was attacked. And here there's an F-16 hangar, which you can see here. And here this is the photograph again from open source, from one of their earlier pictures of the same hangar. And here the hangar which is, one half of the hangar is gone. And I'm sure there were some aircraft inside which have got damaged there. So,
okay, so this is interesting. So there's a hangar.
He's sure.
I'm sure there are some aircraft which got F-16 hangar. Tell me, Ali Paji, what is the probability that there is a fight going on? This is 9th and 10th year, okay? That you guys have F-16s sitting in an aluminium hangar in Jacobabad.
But anybody around the world who serves in the military, they have their standard SOPs, contingency plans. Even if there is not a real war and there is a chance of escalation, the first thing is you disperse your assets and put them in HAS, the hardened aircraft shelters, right? And you need bunker busters to penetrate through their concrete things. And these are peacetime maintenance hangars, right? I have been there. My last posting was in Jacobabad. So my office was right there in that hangar. Anyhow, I'll not go in further details, but the point is that as soon as you say, okay, phase 1 of contingency, you disperse your assets. Then there is phase 2, then there is phase 3. So it is not possible. It is humanly, like, beyond any doubt that there were no aircraft in those hangars in Jacobabad. Another thing I want to emphasize here is that Pakistan Air Force has not denied even a single of these claims. We accept the hangar in Jacobabad was hit. We accept the hangar in Bulari was hit. There were 5 deaths. 1 officer and 4 airmen were murdered, right? And there was an AWACS aircraft which was damaged about, let's say, 10%, but it has been recovered, right? It was not like it was destroyed completely, because it was that SAB, which was, if the audience remembers, in 2012, there was an attack on Kamra Air Base, and the terrorists, they destroyed 2 of those aircraft with rocket launchers, and Pakistan Air Force, they recovered even those aircraft which were destroyed by those terrorists by firing RPGs. Now tell me that if it is 10% of a wing which is damaged, if I can recover whole of the aircraft which was destroyed, how can I do not? It's my simple question to the audience. Do I not have the capability to recover that? So when he says, I agree with him that yes, there was an AWACS in Bulari, absolutely. There were 5 deaths in Bulari, except that Bulari, there was no strategic asset lost, not in Nur Khan, not in Murid, not in Sargodha, not in Jacobabad, right? Not any place else. So I am admitting, I don't know why they are telling me again and again that we hit Bahawalpur. Yes, you did. You hit Murid Ke? Yes, you did. You hit Nur Khan? Yes, you did. And the most important thing, most important thing that when I say that I have taken down your 7 or 8, okay, let's say 5. Donald Trump has said 5, so let's just say 5. I
No, he
think
made
it
it
is more
6.
than.
He has changed it. He said 6. Yesterday he said
Yeah.
6. He said 5 or 6. No, he said 6.
5.
Somebody
Yeah,
corrected
okay.
him. Yeah.
So lastly, Baji, he has open source imagery of every target except the wreckage of a single PEF fighter. So he can show me that, okay, I hit you here, I hit you here, I hit you here. But those 5 or 6 aircraft which were shot down by the SAMs, because Indian Air Force Rafales or Su-30s, they're not capable enough to shoot down even a single aircraft during a 1 hour fight. And I have seen the wreckage from the international media of 4 Indian aircraft, right? Let's not go to 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 are 100% confirmed, right? In Bhatinda, in Kashmir, Pampo, Rakhnoor, etc. So again, my simple question to the worthy Chief of the Air Staff of Indian Air Force: why not you are showing a single wreckage or a single proof of Pakistan Air Force aircraft when you can show me everything else?
But for the benefit of naive Indians who will now be fed all this propaganda. Okay, let's hear me out, Indians especially. Okay, when he says a hangar is destroyed, okay, and there are 5 F-16s in it, I immediately call it bullshit. Okay, because I have served in. I have not gone to every Indian base, but I can tell you wherever maybe I have seen 7 or 8 of the bases. These hangars that are being shown, okay, these are generally aluminium hangars. These are generally very close to the tower, and their main purpose is maintenance. And generally, the engine will come in. At least on India side, Pakistan could be something else. I don't know how it is configured, but on the India side, generally these are large because you have to take out the engine and then you have to work on the engine, and sometimes they kind of, most of the technicians work in these to service the aircraft. I don't see any logical reason that a war is on. It was almost a war. It was all 6th. We are talking about 9th and 10th May. That Pakistani Air Force would leave 4 to 5 F-16 in that hangar so that the Indian can drop BrahMos right on top and just take out 5 F-16s. At the max, I might say it might have one F-16 engine lying around somewhere, which was probably in so much of bad repair that they have to take it out, and they didn't have time to transport it and keep it somewhere else, or because they might have to keep it running or test it, and maybe they were working in that hangar. But I don't see why personally, I have never seen 4 aircraft or 5 aircraft together in a hangar for maintenance. I have never seen. Generally, like 1, maybe 2, and they go in and they come out. So this is why I call it bullcrap. In a war environment, all these aircraft are hidden. First of all, they are hidden, and most probably, depending upon the airfield they are under hardened shelters, and they will never be 5 will never be sitting together. If they're sitting together, then I don't know what kind of then I'm just Pakistani Air Force is planning. So why are they together? Or do you want them to be gone in one shot? So this is what we call dispersed. Okay, so they are dispersed and they are under hardened shelters. So if one BrahMos comes and let us say it is so powerful that it can take out a hardened shelter, you can have one kind of a claim. But then you will have some evidence of it, because if it would have hit a hardened shelter, dug a hole in it, went in, and then hit the plane, and you would see a damage right from the outside on the ground. But what he's showing us is a hangar. So I call it bullshit. I call it just bullcrap. It's just an assumption. Somebody has said, okay, maybe I'm pretty sure there are 4 or 5. Let's keep moving Paji on this. Let's see what else he claims.
If I can just sum it up, what we were able to get there at least 2 command and control centers in like Murid and Chaklala that I've shown you one of the pictures. At least 6 radars, some of them big, some of them small. 2 SAGW systems, that is in Lahore and Okara. Then, of course, runway at Sargodha and Rahimia Khan. 3 hangars that we attacked. One was Sukur, the UAV hangar, the